going on, people? Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Right now, I am on my way to Mesa, Michigan. Yes, that's right, Mesa, Michigan. It's about 140 miles from Green Bay. Green Bay is where I park, so yep, I am going north, about 140 miles to a town called Mesa, Michigan. Today, what I wanted to talk about today are the things that I have seen on the road as a truck driver. I have seen quite a few things, probably not as much as the over-the-road guys, but I have seen a lot, and so I would like to share that with you today. So yeah, let's just get into it. I'm actually right now approaching a town called Wausauke, Wisconsin, and Wausauke is a little town, tiny town, but the reason I'm bringing this town up is because it reminds me of one of those Hallmark movie towns. Now, I'm not one to watch Hallmark movies, my wife does, and so sometimes I have to because it's in the same room, but it is one of those little Hallmark towns where, you know, those movies are pretty predictable, and yeah, they make you want to stab your own kneecaps and punch yourself in the dick, but you know, just make the movies a little bit different, you know? Just spice it up a little bit. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. That's my only complaint about the Hallmark movies. And yeah, so right now we are approaching Wausauke, little town. But yeah, the reason you people are all here, and I don't mean you people as a different race. I'm just gonna shut up now. It's you people as in people of the internet. Okay, that's what I'm going for here. So yes, the reason why you guys are all here. A couple of things that I have seen on the road as a truck driver. The first thing I can remember that was really like drastic and like not traumatic, but it was just something you don't see every day, is a car crash. And I mean, obviously I see car crashes almost every day, little fender benders, but this one was pretty scary. I was approaching Milwaukee, that's where the terminal is for me, and I was approaching Milwaukee, and you know, as I'm getting into Milwaukee, traffic starts to slow down, and that's normal. You know, people are rushing, somebody hit somebody else, and you know, just like I said, a little fender bender. Well, this was a little bit more than a fender bender. This was a full-on totalage of a car. Don't know if that's a word, but that's what we're gonna use. A full-on, you know, just, it was a mess. So I'm stuck in traffic for a good 10-15 minutes, and at this point it's like, okay, this is normal. You know, I believe it was on a Friday morning, so everybody's just done with the week. They just want to get to work and freaking get done and all that kind of stuff. So, excuse me, just had a burp. So 10-15 minutes roll by, and I'm like, well, what the heck is going on? Holy shit. And finally, everybody sees what happened. Saw what happened. And it was crazy. What I saw was a car upside down in a tree on the right side of the highway. And it was crazy because the car, first of all, a car upside down in a tree, you know, 4 or 5 feet in the air, you don't see that every day. That was crazy. And then the second part that I noticed was the stuffed animals that were all spread around the car. I mean, I'm talking like they were hauling stuffed animals. There were so many stuffed animals and toys that, you know, I mean, it looked like they were just coming back or getting getting ready for a rummage sale. And so I saw these stuffed animals, like, oh shit. The way that this car looked, you would think that nobody survived. You would think that they were dead. I mean, that's just what it was. They passed away, and I'm like, no way these people survive this. I mean, you can't survive that. So, you know, when you're rolling by an accident like that, you gotta look at it, you gotta assess the situation. And yeah, that took about a minute. Usually when I see an accident, it's on the side of the road, you just roll by it. But this one, everybody was stopped, you know. Police were trying to control traffic. Everybody was trying to look at this specific accident, so it took a while. So you could see it for a minute. And so I finally get to the terminal, and I get my container inspected, and I see another coworker there, and I start talking to him, and I say, hey, did you see that accident on so-and-so highway? He's like, yeah, there's no way they survived that. There is absolutely no way that they have survived that accident. I'm like, hey, man, I was thinking the same exact thing. We were in agreement that, you know, they passed away. Well, the next day comes, and of course we see it on the internet and all that kind of stuff. They didn't get the specifics, like if they survived or not, on the internet. But the next day I go into work, go through Milwaukee, and I notice where the car crashed, they already fixed that, because there was like a fence. They already fixed that fence up. It looked real nice. They did a good job. Well, I get to Milwaukee, I get to the terminal, I see the same coworker. I say, hey, did you hear anything about this car crash? And he's like, yep, they survived. I'm like, holy cow. I mean, somebody was looking out for them, for real. Because if you guys seen this, I mean, it was something out of a movie, or like a picture that you would be like, wow, that is crazy, you know? Well, turns out they survived. I believe it had 1 or 2 kids in the back, which I kind of expected from the way that it looked. And yeah, it's just, I wish I had a picture of it, or, you know, I could put it out, but a car in a tree 4 or 5 feet up, upside down, you would think that it was just yeah, it was their time, but luckily it wasn't, and they survived. It makes you wonder what that driver was doing, though, you know? What was that driver doing? Was he or she distracted? Were the kids distracting them? Or, you know, but hey, they were all wearing their seatbelt, obviously, and good for them. So that's one of the things that I have seen on the road. I'll probably break this up into multiple videos, just because I don't want this video to be extremely long. I don't even know if anybody's going to watch this. So, yeah. Thank you all for tuning in. If you want to give this video a like, maybe subscribe, that would be awesome. I'm not begging for it. I'm just saying that it's out there, and it's free. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this video. Really do appreciate it. Let me know if you are a truck driver, or if you have seen anything on the road that made you turn your head real quick and say, you know, wow, I can't believe that just happened.